Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Jason, or General. Today, guys, I'm bringing you another Call of Duty World War II gameplay. The gameplay you're watching in the background today is a double V2 rocket fail. I died, I think, on a 23 of 24 in the first round, and then I died on like an 18 or 19 in the second round. Really awesome lobby. A lot of just I couldn't believe, how I died in most of these situations. So if you guys do enjoy this gameplay and you want to see more like this, make sure you subscribe if you're new. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Leave comments down below. Let me know if you guys have gotten a V2 rocket yet, and if you have, what guns are you using, what maps are you playing on, what game modes you playing with or playing in, because I'm just curious. Right now the SCG is by far my favorite gun in the game right now, even after the patch. Still my favorite gun. And in my opinion is probably the ACR from Modern Warfare 3 of this game. It's a really good gun, and if you put rapid fire on it, it's a really good gun. Up close, medium range, and long range. So, if you guys do enjoy this video, let me know down in the comments as well. So anyway, guys, what we're going to be talking about in today's video is how to aim better in Call of Duty World War II. Now, if you ask any pro player, if you ask most pub stompers, one of the number1 things they're going to tell you on how to get better in Call of Duty is your aiming. Because, first of all, and especially your sensitivity. Sensitivity is one of the most important things when it comes to getting better at the game. When I started playing back in Modern Warfare 3, when I started playing, significantly and going for gameplays and, really trying to get better at Call of Duty, one of the #1 things that I struggled with at first was changing my sensitivity. I was using like an 8 to 10 when I first started playing Modern Warfare 3, and even, when I look at a lot of my friends, that aren't into YouTube, that don't watch YouTube videos, that just kind of play casually, and of course say they're really good at the game, but in reality, they're not doing so hot every game. I see their aim, their sensitivity, and they're using like the max sensitivity and everything, and they tell me it's because it just feels better. And I had that same mindset when I played Modern Warfare 3 at first, when I first got involved in with Call of Duty and everything, and it did feel better. It made you feel like you were moving fast and everything, but in reality, most of the time, of course, there's some people that can handle it and they can do very well with it, but most of the time, that's not the case, So I really do recommend that if you're trying to get better at the game, to use a low sensitivity. Now, when I mean low sensitivity, I mean, in the range of, 3 to 5. Back in Modern Warfare 3, I went from an 8 to 10 to like a 4 to 6. And the newer Call of Duty games, I usually go and use like a 3 to 5, depending on the game. And of course, coming to World War II, it took me a little bit to get used to it. It took, because the last couple Call of Duty games, I haven't really been playing them like, I played, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, Call of Duty Ghosts. When I played, I played a lot of those games. I played, I think I had, 60 plus days played on Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2. I think in Ghost I had like 30 or 40 days played. So, I played a lot of Call of Duty back then. So, nowadays, I do plan on playing World War II a lot. And, one of the things that I really had to get used to was, getting used to the sensitivity and everything again. So another big tip, minus lowering your sensitivity, like I said, lowering your sensitivity is going to fix a lot of your aiming problems, especially when you get used to it. Now, when you use specific guns, so let's say using an SMG, for example, right? So SMGs, aiming around corners, things like that are things that are going to help you, get better. SMGs are one of those things where they're highly mobile. So, SMGs, up close gunfights, always position yourself to where you're in like a close, gunfight, because in this game especially, long range, medium range gunfights with SMGs probably not going to help you. You're probably not going to win them, to be quite honest, even if you had the best aim in the world, unless you got like a lucky view kick headshot or something like that. But SMGs, always position yourself to where you're in close range gunfights, because 9 times out of 10, if you got good aim, you're shooting first, you're ADSing around corners, you're going to be winning those gunfights most of the time. Now, when it comes to assault rifles, you want to use the infantry division because you want that stock attached, or that stock perk. Essentially, basically, it's stock. It's you move faster while ADSing. It helps you out a lot. In a lot of situations, it helps you win a lot of gunfights. And it really does help you become a better player as well. So I really do recommend to use the infantry division. I've even considered maybe using it on the SMGs. Back in Modern Warfare 3, when you get specialist bonus and you had, the specialist, strike package on, and you would get the specialist bonus and you would get the stalker perk, it made you feel like just unstoppable, even with SMGs. But of course, the games were very much different. SMGs were by far the dominating class in Modern Warfare 3, so SMGs were a lot better in that game than they are in this game. So, and you can win those medium to long range gunfights relatively easy with something like the MP7. But that's one of the biggest things too, is if you're an assault rifle or an LMG type player, look, the same guy got me again, man. The same guy killed me again on such a high streak towards another V2. Imagine if I would have got a double V2 this game. That would have been insane. Like, this lobby was so good, except that one guy who probably had host or something, and bayonet kills by far the most sad. And that's another thing you get with the infantry divisions. You get the bayonet, and it's so awesome. It's so satisfying when a bayonet kill in this game. But yeah, so with that being said, guys, the last thing they can do for you guys is when you're going around corners and stuff, always make sure your crosshairs are kind of where the enemy's going to be. It helps with aim assist, and two, obviously when you ADS, it's going to help you lock onto that target a lot easier than, let's say, if you're aiming at the ground or aiming too high or something like that. So you always want to, when you're going around corners, to always position your crosshairs where the enemy's going to be, and if you can master those three things or those couple things, then your aim is going to be 10 times better in Call of Duty. Like I said, the sensitivity change is one of the most important things in my opinion. It's going to help you out tremendously. So with that being said, guys, that's really all the tips I got for how to aim better in Call of Duty. Also, one other thing, that actually helped me a lot out in Black Ops 2 was go into a private match. Go into a private match before you start playing. If you're going to have a long session, if you're going to play 3-4 hours a day, before you get on for your long session, go into private match, play a couple games against bots, and that's going to help you out a lot too. Because another thing is, if you play with cold hands, it's going to be a lot harder. It's going to be a lot harder to aim better, and it's going to be a lot harder to get kills and react faster. So, one other quick tip is to play private matches before you actually go into your online session. So with that being said, guys, that's really all the tips I got for you guys here today in today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I'm going to be talking about a lot of tips in World War II, a lot of class setups and everything. So like I said, if you guys enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a nice day, guys.